Hi guys, so today we're gonna make soft pretzels, which I've never made, so we're gonna learn together. First things first though, we need to preheat our oven. So my oven, I have to hit bake, and it's to 425 degrees. So 4, 2, 5, and I have to hit start. So now it's warming up and we can work on the next part. So we're gonna come back over to our counter and we are going to measure, which I already did, 1.5 cups warm water, and make sure it's warm. And we're going to put that in to our bowl. And then it says to sprinkle in yeast. Once again, guys, I have the jar of yeast instead of the packet, so I measured mine out, which is 2 of these, 2 teaspoons, and a 4th teaspoon. So I already got it measured, so I will just dump it in. And it says to stir until it looks soft. So I'm not quite sure what she means by that, but I think the yeast will kind of look softer, not so coarse. So if we can take a look here in our yeast, I'm just gonna kind of stir it up. Kind of is getting bigger and fluffier. So I think that's what she means when she says stir until soft. I got some yeast stuck on my rubber scraper, so I'm gonna scrape it off and stir it a little bit more. I think that looks good. Now we're going to add our salt, which I already measured out. It is 1 teaspoon, so 1 of these. And we dump that in. And it is 1 tablespoon of sugar. So it's the bigger one, tablespoon's bigger. And then it's 4 cups of flour, and I already measured this out. So flour is the big one, and I think I put that away. So it's just the measuring cup. It'll say 1 cup, and you gotta do it 4 times. So what I'm gonna do is add a little bit, stir it, add a little bit more, stir it, so that it's not so tricky to mix it all together. Mix it a little bit, so it's kind of all getting wet. Then we're gonna put a little more in, see if I can fit the rest without making too big of a mess. And normally when I cook, I am a very messy cook or messy baker. I don't keep everything nice and neat. So if there's a spill, that's usually normal, and that's okay. We just gotta clean it up. We're gonna mix this up. We're gonna mix, and then we're gonna knead the dough for about 1 to 2 minutes. So remember our kneading, what kneading means. We're gonna squish it all together. So I'm gonna actually put my hands right in here and quit using the rubber scraper, because sometimes it's easier to use your hands. So I know some of you like to squish it and pinch it, and that's perfect, because that's what you kind of need to do right now to get it all squished together. We're gonna dump this out on the counter, make it a little bit easier. Set that to the side. We're just gonna keep squishing. And then there might be a little bit extra flour, and that's okay. It keeps your counter snot so it's not sticky, and your dough won't stick to it. You don't even have to add extra flour, which is nice. So I'm just gonna keep folding and squishing, folding and squishing. Because see how it falls apart yet? We don't want that. We want it all squished together. So I'm gonna actually move some of that extra flour out of there. Get it out of my way so I can squish it up really good. And it takes a little bit, and that's okay. Just gonna keep folding and squishing. And it's starting slowly, but it's starting to come together more. So I'm gonna keep kneading, and then we'll come back in just a minute. Okay, so I got it pretty good. It's pretty squished all together. So now what it tells you to do is to take small balls of dough. So I'm gonna make it into a ball. Well, I guess you don't need to. You just roll it out, and you can twist it like a pretzel or make letters or make snakes. So I'm just rolling it, just like you would do with Play-Doh. Like how we would make Play-Doh snakes at school, this is kind of the same. So right now we just gotta roll it. Oh, I squished it instead of rolled. That's okay. So I'm just rolling it out. Let's see if I can figure out how to make a pretzel shape. Maybe I should make an S, because I know some people have the name that starts with the letter S. And maybe we'll have to make a letter M for someone and maybe a letter P for someone. So I will make this. First one, let's just make the letter O for our first one. So on my cookie sheet, I already sprayed it so it's not sticky, just like the spray we use at school. And then you're gonna put your pretzel on, and you have an egg that I cracked into the bowl, and you beat it. So you just mix it up. All mixed, pretty good. So it's mixed up like that. And then you're gonna take your basting brush. If you don't have one, that's okay. You can do it with your fingers. You could use a rubber scraper. I actually have a basting brush, so that's kind of nice. So you get it with the egg goops on it, and then you just brush it on your pretzel. Okay? So I'm gonna make the rest of these pretzels, and then we'll come back once I get them all made. Okay, so I got my letters, and we basted them, or brushed them. You shouldn't call them basted. Brushed them with egg juice, with egg. And now we're going to go over to the oven. We're gonna stick them in the oven for 12 to 14 minutes. So we're gonna stick them right on in here. Be careful because it's hot. We're gonna do timer, 12 minutes. Go. And we'll come, this is a perfect time when it's cooking, then we can clean up. We'll pick up our mess, and then we'll come back to it when they're all done. Okay, so we are gonna check these. They're just about done, like 10 seconds left, so we're gonna kind of come in here and look. Be very careful, it's hot. Pull the rack out so you're safe. And they look pretty good. One thing that I did forget to do was I didn't put salt on them like you're supposed to. So maybe when you dip them, you want to put a little more salt on them. I would like them a little more brown, like here. So I'm gonna put them back in the oven for maybe about a minute or two. And then when they are done, I will take a picture and show you guys. But that is how you make your pretzels. So if you want to try it, that would be great. Otherwise, just watch it so you know what we did. All right, see you guys next time.